When it comes to overcoming objections, what is one of the most common salespeople face and create for themselves and stop them from closing deals? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about objections. So here's the thing. I'm very fortunate that I get to work with salespeople every single day in some sort of capacity. I ride with them, I'm in the front of the room training them, and I hear something come from salespeople occasionally, and I'm like, woo, like the sales sense goes off, and in my ear, I'm like, oh, I know where this is going. So let's say that I call up somebody for role play, we're doing some one-on-one coaching, and they say, hey Scott, you know, in this industry, everybody buys on price, and that's just the way it is. They buy on price, and there's nothing else that you can do to tell me, okay? So when you take the side of the buyer, you are going to lose sales. And let's just say, for an example, this industry, whatever it may be, the person says everybody buys on price, okay? Well, that salesperson has bought into that assumption that everybody does buy on price when it may not be true. And so they go into the sales call dragging that baggage thinking everybody buys on price. So that's what they talk around. So that's what they get more of. So in the world of sales, you may hear the phrase, people sell how they buy, you sell how you buy. There's a couple different ways to explain that. Well, if you buy into this notion and you take this into the sales process, that is exactly what you're going to talk about. Now, when I ride with salespeople and I'm riding shotgun and they're driving and I'm listening and they say something along the lines of like, you know what, I hope I don't hear I want to think about it, or I hope I don't hear I'm shopping on price. Well, what happens is that salesperson will go into that call and talk around the objection that they don't want, not realizing that they're creating their own problem. So this happens every single day. It doesn't matter what industry, it doesn't matter what you have to sell. When you pick the side of the buyer, you're going to lose every time because it's going to cut down your commissions, it's going to cut down your sales. You're going to maybe even lose out and try to sell something to somebody that they don't want, right? I'm a bells and whistles guy. Even if I never use all those bells and whistles, I want all those options. I remember one time I was buying a car stereo. It was an Alpine way back in the day. It was a 7821, like in the mid 90s. And the guy told me, he's like, hey Scott, you don't need all these options. Like, I don't need them, I want them. And he wouldn't sell me the radio, so I went somewhere else that would. And so, you know, you as a buyer or as a salesperson could be making this mistake with your buyer when you go, everybody in my industry, everybody in my niche, everybody in my field that buys only buys on price, because that's the example that we're using. That's when I know a salesperson's given up. When they've taken the side of the buyer, they've been beat down, that's what they want to do. Now, there's like a 50-50 chance at this that person's going to quit, switch industries, or go somewhere else. But here's the thing. Let's say that is you right now and you're struggling. And you switch industries and you go from industry A, selling a product or a widget, whatever it may be, thinking everybody here buys on price. And then you're like, now I'm in product B. Well, there's going to be a point where if you believe that about this product, you're going to believe it about this product, and it's not really going to create your sales process and kickstart your sales process. You're just going to get more of the same. This is why it's very important to have skills with sales basic mastery. That's why you have to master your sales presentation. That's why you got to be really good at overcoming objections. Like, there's really 5 of them pretty much in every industry. I want to think about it. It costs too much. I'm getting other bids. I've got a friend in the business. And they're like, you're going to hear them no matter where you go. Your price is too high. Or it doesn't matter what you sell. Everybody always says the price is too high. It's an automatic conditioned response because most salespeople think of it like crypto. Like, oh, price is too high? I got to drop my price. They don't know how to explain away the difference, okay? And so, like, if you have a product where people say it's a commodity, like, well, this guy does the same exact thing as me. Well, you know, and they cost less. There's got to be something that's different than you're doing. Well, no, you know, we all do the same paperwork. We all do the same thing, okay? That tells me that you're struggling internally with your sales identity and your ability to close sales. So if this is you, put your hand up in the air, get a hold of a sales coach, get a hold of a sales mentor, whatever industry that you're in, there's somebody that's really good that can help you, right? So whatever industry you're in, type in your industry plus sales trainer, and you will find somebody who can help you out, and they will help you close deals. There's plenty of great sales trainers out there. You know, if they got a good track record, they should be able to help you out. But here's the thing, if you're going to go that route, you got to be a good student. Meaning, if you're going to sit down with somebody, you got to take their information, you got to implement it, you got to put it to use. So, you know, it doesn't do any good to just have a whole ton of storehouse of information. So a couple weeks ago, I went and flew out to another location to learn some other stuff about sales. I've been building it up on the back end, right? Everybody's like, hey, Scott, where you at? How come you're not showing up? How come we haven't seen you? I'm like, I'm doing it. You just haven't seen anything because it's ready to launch. It's ready to go. So, you know, you have to take action. Implementation is everything. It's not just like, hey, I'm just going to be a storage of learning and then it's going to be, you know, good to go. That's not how it works. So there you go. If you take the side of the buyer and objections, you're going to have a tough time overcoming that objection. You're going to have a tough time overcoming that rejection, and it's just going to stop you from selling. It's a huge form of sales sabotage. Now you got one thing, just one thing to do. Like over here on the sides, there's a subscribe button, or down here in the box below, there's a subscribe button. And every time that new content comes out, you will get an update. I put content out frequently, so you may get a lot of updates. So just hit the subscribe on the box. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.